John, you have had such a season this year where you convinced a lot of people you know how to win in the regular season. Do you believe that there is belief in your room that you're ready to win?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How have you seen that? What tells you that? Just the attitude of the player?
Because I know the team. I know the team a hell of a lot better than I did last year. I know the process they've gone through. I have no question that they are ready to play this series.
Sergei Bobrovsky has had an unbelievable season.
Tremendous year.
Yeah. To this point of his career, he's not had a great playoff run. Where are you at with him? What are your expectations?
I don't even know what his playoff run is. I know how good he's going to be. Yeah. I just know how he's prepared, how he's handled himself this year. I don't have a question in my mind as far as what Bob's going to be.
This is where players define themselves as truly great, correct? In other words, regular season is one thing. It takes playoff success and runs for people to really be elevated.
This is what you want to do as a player. The regular season, yeah, you play it. Certainly, it's important because you got to go through that process to try to get this opportunity. So. I know the attitude of the team is just dying for this opportunity, and I don't think anybody is going to short themselves as far as how they're going to go about their business here.
John, Zach Werenski was on the ice today. Is he good to go?
He's good to go.
How valuable is it to have him back in the lineup?
One of our top defensemen. I think the rest may help him. You saw how he played after we had that five-day break. Sometimes things happen for a reason. This is a real positive for us to where the games that he missed, there wasn't a whole bunch of importance as far as us fighting to get in or whatever it may be. So it gave him a chance to rest. I think that it's a twofold thing. And he gives us some juice and obviously some big minutes that we missed, but it also gives him some rest during the time that he was out.
How important is it for you in this series, John, to establish a physical presence?
That's part of who we are. I think if, we've talked about that during the year, Portsy, where we were winning, we were scoring goals, everything was working right. We forgot a little bit of who we are. That's a big foundation of this team, is the physical play. And that's not about running around and taking penalties. We're going to have to be very disciplined against this club. It's got to. You can see the people they have. It's going to be a very important part of that fine line of being who we are, but also not sitting in the box.
John, is Scott Hartnell almost the personification?
Absolutely. Yeah. We watched Scotty play the past few games, other than his last one in Philly, where I don't think anybody really played well. Scotty amongst them. But he's on the edge and didn't sit in the box. I thought he was very effective in dragging his teammates into the way we have to play. As I said, I think we can play a lot of different ways. I think the addition of some of the youth from this year, from the Calder Cup team and Z and all that, has added more skill to our lineup. But our heartbeat is what our physical play is. We work off of that. That needs to be there.
John, through the season, who has been the most key couple players who have pushed that belief in winning?
Everybody. There's no particular person. That's what's so. I think it's a pretty unique team in how we've gone about the business here, and we do it by committee on the ice. We do it by committee in the room. I don't think there's anyone head or shoulders in any type of process that we've gone through, and that's what I think. That's one of our biggest strengths. It's a team. I think it's very important when. Do we have the big name? I mean, there's some pretty big names over in that other team that we're playing. Pretty big names. We live by our community as far as how we play as a committee and as a group. That's very important. It's been like that all year long.
The struggles you had in the last few weeks get you back that edge that you need.
I think even if we won some games that we didn't at the end, I don't think our edge would have been totally there in that situation. That doesn't, as like I said to you before, yeah, you'd like to be firing on all cylinders and doing this, that, the other thing. It's human nature where you do have a little bit of a let-up with the energy. This is an energy team. I think they think better when they're energized. I think they obviously play better. We lost a little bit of that, but it will certainly be there when this series starts. So I don't equate anything to what was good or bad that's happened at the end of the regular season. I equate what our mindset's going to be, and I'm very comfortable where this club is that way.
You like Dubinsky as the Lee Crosby antagonist? It's been a role.
I'm not sure if he's going to be that or not.
John, you've preached all season one day at a time. How, if at all, does your approach change in a series situation?
It's the same thing. I think when you get into a series, you certainly can pick up tendencies from the team. We're going to be playing for a couple of weeks. A real important part of playoff hockey is momentum. And you can't, when you have it, if you have a good period, you want to have another good period and keep the momentum on your side. So I don't think you get too far ahead as far as, to me, it's even more magnified in playoffs. Not just one day at a time, it's almost one period at a time, because I think momentum swings are that important.
Calder Cup experience for the young guys last year. How does that translate to the Stanley Cup this year?
Yeah, you win a championship, no matter what league you're in, that's a championship. And you've gone through a lot of different things as a group. I think it's been a really shot in the arm for this organization. Not only some of the people, the skill that's been brought in through our minor league team, but also they won. So they don't have to take a backseat to anybody in understanding what it takes to win. They went through four rounds there, and going through momentum swings, as I just talked about. So that's a tremendous training ground, and succeeding while they were doing it.
So you have 5 or 6 guys in the lineup tomorrow night. I think some of those guys were in the Calder Cup last year. Have not played in an NHL playoff game. How excited are you to see how they handle that? How do you calm them down or have the veterans?
I think it's an advantage. I think it's an advantage when you have that type of youth and haven't been involved in it. I think the excitement and the adrenaline overrides everything as far as nerves. Our whole mindset here is we're not overcoaching. We're not changing a lot how we prepare. We're going to go out and play. And you play 6 or 7 months and you go through the grind, the travel, and all that. I want the team to have fun, and I think they need to understand that to me it isn't pressure. The pressure is getting in. It's so difficult to get in, especially with the parity in our league, that I want them to enjoy this moment and not overthink this. Go play.
I feel like you need to state your presence in the series early, first game.
The team?
Yeah, this is who we are.
Oh, I think it's always important to try to gain momentum. But I'm certainly not going to say if we don't state it and we struggle in the first period, they bang in 2, then what do I say to the team? Well, oh, we're screwed here. We didn't get a good start, so let's go home. No, I think it's fighting back to get to momentum. I think that's huge in a playoff series.
Besides the numbers and the score, just this is how we are.
Yeah. I think it's really important that we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about them. We haven't talked about many teams this year. It's been basically our execution and what our mindset is. I think that's been probably our biggest transformation as a team, and not being too concerned about around us, the team, the noise, or good or bad. We just try to focus on what we are and who we are. And I think that overrides a lot of the complications when you start getting it convoluted with too much information.
Your biggest challenge when you took this team to get them?
Well, I think the biggest challenge, the first step for us, at least when I first started and then coming into this year, was understanding the standard you have to be at and being at that consistently. And to be at the proper standard, you have to take it one day at a time. And that's practice habits, that's demeanor, that's how you play in a game. So I think that's the first biggest step I think we took, is understanding how hard you have to play, how hard you have to practice to even begin to compete in this league. And then I think we found ourselves, and we took that step of not thinking we're going to win or hoping we are going to win. It was a mindset of we're good enough and we're strong enough and we've prepared well enough that we should win, and not just hoping. I think that's a huge thing with the mind.
Kevin, does that step change then when you go to postseason? Is it another step to
Nope.
understanding that level there?
No, I think well, I'll give it to you this way, Dave. I think that the small step we're going to have to take, and I think it's even before, and it's part of my responsibility, is making sure they know they belong. You know, it's a team that's 108 points. I don't give a shit what happened the last few games here. It's a 108 team, a 50-win team. They should stick their chest out there. They belong where they are right now, and that feeling needs to be there when there are some struggles within the series. And that's where you kind of get convoluted and as far as but that is part of my job, is making sure they understand they belong here. They didn't go in the back door. They belong here. They earned it.